In 1998, a massive tech company was offered a fledgling startup for $1 million. They said no. 4 years later, they had a chance to buy that same startup for $3 billion. They said no again. To understand the weight of those decisions, look at this scale chart comparing the two companies today. On the left, Google's current valuation stands towering at over $2 trillion. On the right, Yahoo sold for just $4.48 billion in 2017. It is tempting to look at that gap and assume Yahoo's leadership was entirely incompetent, but their refusal to buy Google actually made sense based on the specific rules of their business model. Their own winning formula trapped them. In the mid-1990s, the internet was a chaotic, unmapped wilderness. If you wanted to find a website, you needed a starting point. For most people, that starting point was Yahoo. Two Stanford students, David Filo and Jerry Yang, built the site initially as a human-curated directory. They hired editors to review websites and organize them into distinct, easy-to-browse categories. Very quickly, they expanded into a comprehensive portal. Yahoo added email, news, weather forecasts, and fantasy sports. The goal was to build a self-contained ecosystem that offered everything a user might want in one place. We can trace their logic in this cyclical flowchart. Longer browsing time means more ad views, translating to higher revenue. Because of this, Yahoo's survival depended on building a wall around that ecosystem. Sending users away was a direct threat. Meanwhile, back at Stanford, two other grad students were working on a different method for organizing the web. Instead of relying on human editors, they wanted to use mathematics. They called their algorithm PageRank. It automatically scored the relevance of a web page based off how many other important pages linked back to it. In 1998, Larry Page and his co-founder, Sergey Brin, walked into Yahoo's offices. They offered to sell their entire algorithm and their young company for just $1 million. Yahoo executives reviewed the technology and realized it was remarkably efficient. In fact, it was too efficient. It found the exact external websites users were looking for almost instantly. According to historical accounts, the executives asked a specific question. Why would a portal want to own technology that sends users away as fast as possible? Under a business model built entirely on holding attention to sell banner ads, an efficient search engine destroys your revenue. Rejecting Google was a mathematically sound choice to protect their existing income stream. By the early 2000s, the internet had grown exponentially massive. Human editors could no longer manually categorize every new website. Algorithmic search became the only logical way to navigate the web. Terry Summel took over as Yahoo CEO in 2001 and realized their portal model was breaking down. In 2002, he approached Google again, this time offering $3 billion to acquire them. Google's founders held out for $5 billion. At the time, $5 billion was roughly equal to Yahoo's entire market capitalization. Summel walked away. Yahoo then decided to build its own algorithmic search. Over the next year, they spent roughly $1.9 billion acquiring alternative search companies like Inktomi and Overture, but integrating them proved impossible. The team running Yahoo Mail wanted users to stay in their inboxes. The news team wanted users reading articles. The search team wanted to send users away. The company's internal divisions actively fought against each other. Google had no conflicting priorities. Every engineer and every dollar was focused purely on improving search. Without the baggage of a legacy portal, they easily overtook the market. This dual-line graph captures the exact moment the market flipped. You can see Google's daily search volume skyrocketing past 200 million queries by 2004, while Yahoo's trajectory completely flattens out and begins to decline. There were chances to salvage value. In 2008, Microsoft's Steve Ballmer offered a staggering $44.6 billion to buy Yahoo. The board rejected it, holding out for more. They never got it. A year later, Yahoo surrendered its search operations entirely by partnering with Microsoft's Bing. In 2017, the remnants of the company were sold to Verizon for a fraction of their peak value. Business theorists call this incumbent blindness. When a company invests billions of dollars and thousands of employees into a specific model, abandoning that model feels like corporate suicide. They cling to the strategies that made them rich. A company that dominates one era of technology rarely dominates the next. Surviving a massive transition requires a willingness to cannibalize your own revenue streams before a competitor does it for you.